Hello, welcome back to BLENDERSUSHI live noding. In the previous live noding, I tried to make sense of MIDI, like MIDI notes and MIDI frequency that's being generated using Sverchok Add-On inside Blender. So in the previous live noding, everything is kind of not real time, like I said. But if you have like a proper MIDI notes and then thinking about the duration of the notes and then kind of put them all together just like a list, you can easily generate MIDI based on that. Even though MIDI itself is quite big, and then I cannot cover all the music theory because there's a lot of jargons, but I'm only touching the basics. In this one, I'm trying to kind of make it a little bit more real time. Basically, I'm using Python module that's actually talked to an app called SonicPy. I think I use this. I show you this SonicPy and Blender speaking to each other at some point, but I think I made it slightly a little bit more elegant now. So I kind of know a little bit better about what's needed in order to generate noise. That's a little bit sounds a little bit better, even though currently it's gonna be like still a little bit random because I'm not picking I'm not having like a melodies that sounds nice, but I'm just using like random numbers, or in this case all kind of noise functions to generate the sound. But I'll limit myself, kind of make some kind of restriction and rules in order to make it happen. So this is what I got. View to top view. So this is the visualization of the melody, and currently Blender is talking to SonicPy. So that whatever I'm running here, it will right away show in SonicPy. So I'll just quickly play this right away. So that's one pattern of music being generated. If I'm not recording this, actually almost like real time. I have a little bit of control over the speed of Blender trying to send message per frame update. In the future, when Sverchok probably can kind of work not restricted to the time updates, this might work a little bit better with less latency. But anyway, this is still based on frame. So every frame it will trigger a command into SonicPy to play a single notes. And I currently I'll show you what else we can do here. So I can change the pattern, as you can see here. I can change the cell noise, although seems like SonicPy seems to be lagging behind. So this is the problem with the recording and try to do like a real-time processor intensive kind of processing. I'll restart SonicPy and hopefully this thing will work. But I'll explain what's going on anyway. With the Node 3 in Sverchok, so we know that currently the frame is controlling everything. What's going on here is that I'm generating numbers based on cell noise function, and this is a scalar value, but depending on how many, so I'm actually making it so that depending on the length of the time, currently it's like 8, it will generate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, kind of 8 different nodes based on cell noise functions. That's the first, and we can dump those 8 nodes as this list. So I made slight modifications here. List join, and there's this list delete level. So this output is something that I can just copy paste into another program, another app like this Pineapple. Let me double check if the Sonic Pi is restarting. And I actually have another numbers here between 0 and 1. That's actually for the sleep or the rest durations for the sound. Currently every note is still just like a single note in the same durations, but it has some kind of sleep, so it's good. It's always have to have like a break, not like making noise on every beat. um, yeah, so and then there is this, of course, this Sverchok script notes that's triggering the sound. Let's quickly have a look at the Sverchok script notes. So it looks like this. Basically, I'm just providing the notes and the rest for each beat, and it's gonna get updated, and it's gonna get this command gonna get run on every frame. Sonic Pi should basically run, but I guess it's currently hanging there. Yeah, interesting. There must be like a background processing that's going on, causing this to a complete halt. Oh well, it always happens when you're doing it live. Hopefully it's gonna restart itself. I think it's too heavy. But this gonna trigger the sound, and there's the dumps. And up here we have the visualization here with the Susan heads. It's gonna trigger for every notes. This gonna visualize where the notes is. Maybe I should slow down the triggering. Currently it's too much processor intensive. Oh, actually with this script note, there's also these parameters that you can change, whether you want to use a piano sound or pluck or D3, whatever synths you want to use. It's all dependent on the Sonic Pi Sonic kind of provided, but you can also use your own sample. Okay, so we can visualize the pattern of the sound. We can dump it as this value. I made it this way so that if I want to record the sound, we cannot kind of do it in real time. That's gonna be too much intensive processing. So I can just simply copy paste this text into something like Pythonic. Could not boot. Okay, cool. This is another Pineapple is like a interactive Python notebook, and I can simply dump this these values into a list, and then so I can generate the value here using my own little program. And this actually will trigger Pythonic outside of Blender, and then I can record it that way. This is a Python script with all my lists from Blender of the sound, and then it's gonna print out this command that actually will work with Sonic Pi, which unfortunately at the moment it doesn't want to restart. Very unfortunate. I was gonna do this kind of live. Maybe I should record this using my iPhone and while working on the computer, but it's refusing to restart the app, so I cannot do it live. But anyway, trust me, these notes change its pattern, and you can see from this dump ASCII that's being updated live. Whenever I change the seed, this gonna generate a pattern. And I tried it with a music that's kind of famous. It was actually really famous in a few years ago. It's a Stromae Alors Andons. This is I think he's a Belgian. His real name is Paul van Haver or something from Belgium, and then his tune is very catchy. It's just the dun 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 dun. So it's like I think there's only 10 or 11 or 12 kind of notes here that he keeps repeating. This is the main notes of his sound or of his music called Alors Andons, and the lyric itself is very simple, just alors. But yeah, this thing, if we want to visualize it using Blender, you can do that quite easily. So this is that's something that I have prepared. So just 12. I have 12 of these. I can change this to 12 and then just plug this guy into the notations, and I should be able to see the visualizations right away. I think all I need to do is to plug this into this guy, but let me double check. This is the noise. This noise function generating value going up there. So I think I should just plug this guy in there. It's always a good idea to have the rerouting and just plug this into that guy just temporarily and then plug this there. So this is the Stromae Alors Andons. Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, that's the pattern being generated on that for that piece of music. Very simple, but you look at it and then play it back. So one, tum 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 tum, and then there's this ups and down, and then going back. Very simple piece of music, but it's very catchy. So imagine you are able to generate that kind of pattern. I think maybe he's just hit the right notes, but actually this, I think the consideration is not, it's not about the, I think it's not about the pattern itself, but it's all about the melody that he chose for it. If this is actually the notes, I think the C sharp, E, and then G sharp. We need to make sure that this melody sounds nice to our ears, and then we make the pattern based on that. So let's say you pick 8 or 6 melody that sounds nice and then catchy, and then you make a pattern on top of that. I think that's kind of the basic, I guess. I'm not a musician, but I have interest with electronic music and programming music, so I think that's how I think of it. Yeah, but anyway, this is the pattern of Alors Andons. If you YouTube this and you will find his music, and also there's one really good video that shows how he created the music. It's actually this one. I'm not gonna play it. I think it might be copyrighted, so I'm gonna mute it. Yeah, he remade the whole main music in just 1 minute. Very cool. So yeah, that's a quick look at how we can use Blender and Sverchok Add-On to kind of talk to Sonic Pi, which is currently refusing to appear. But the whole thing is kind of like real time, and with real time, the cool bit is like I said, we can simply let me quickly reroute this. We can quickly change our pattern and then hear the music right away. And I actually have the demo on my previous demo YouTube video. It's all generating all kind of noise, but I know that this pattern, ups and down pattern, is really, we need to pick a few melodies, kind of restrict restrict ourselves to few good melodies and then generate pattern based on that, and that might sound a lot better than just randomly generate this. For the next live noding, I might try to maybe make music based on image or color. I don't know it yet, because there's endless way to we can visualize music, whether it's maybe like this is like more like linear, and we just look at the ups and down of the frequency of the notes, I guess. um, but yeah, you can also use, I think you can use image to generate sound. I don't know how it's gonna sound, maybe just like random noise. But yeah, Sonic Pi, it doesn't like it. uh, Maybe, yeah, it doesn't like it. Anyway, I couldn't run Pythonic and recording at the same time, but this is the breakdown of the whole node tree here. To yeah, so basically Sverchok script nodes can talk to anything as long as you have like a Python module that talks to another program. The setup is like that basically. There is another way you can do this. Instead of using Sonic Pi, you use Chuck. Chuck is probably less processor intensive than Sonic Pi, but Chuck, for Chuck we need to kind of modify the script nodes a little bit, or it. I think Sonic Pi using more processor, but there's a less latency than Chuck. I don't know. I think it's. I need to think about that. For now, it's just a Sonic Pi. Yeah, so that's it for this live coding video. If you have any question, feedback, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.